Good morning and welcome back to another week of training. It's cold out, of course, as always, and I am walking to the gym. I have a long swim this morning. I'm honestly kind of scared to even look at how far the distance actually is, because we all know it's going to end up being the longest swim I've ever done, because it's Monday. I'm a little tired this morning, but this will be one of the last weeks of really pushing it before next week, which is an active recovery week. But not only is next week an active recovery week, it's when I'm doing my next FTP test for the bike, my next swim test, and my next run test. So we got to push it hard this week. Try to get a little bit more stronger so I'm ready for those tests. But I'm gonna go get this swim over with and get this week kicked off on the right note. Guys, that pull workout kicked my ass this morning. It's the first time I've ever done over 3,000 yards, so it just seemed to track on and on. I mean, the music definitely helps. I'm so happy I got those headphones. But the problem is that my pull is only 20 yards, so there's just so much back and forth. If it was 50 yards long, or even just 25, I feel like it would be a lot better. But just going back and forth, it's just, I feel like it mentally just makes the swim seem so much longer because of how much I'm having to turn around. At least I got the hardest part of the week over with. To me, the swim is always the most difficult for me, just because it's the least entertaining part of training. But this should be a good week. This week is supposed to be about a 12-hour training week. We'll see if it ends up being that. So this will definitely be the longest week of training that I've had so far. When I'm in a rush, kind of need to get out the door soon, one of my go-to things to eat for breakfast is Trader Joe's chicken sausage breakfast burrito. I don't know if anyone else has had these before, but I get these every time I'm at Trader Joe's. I'll get like 1 or 2 of them. They are so good. You just got to put them in the microwave for like a minute and a half, and then I dip them in ketchup. I'm a huge ketchup guy. If I had to live with one condiment for the rest of my life, I would choose ketchup. Only got to put this in the microwave for like a minute and a half, and it's so good. And it has 49 grams of carbs and 25 grams of protein. So not too shabby. But yeah, got the hardest part of the week over with. At least that's how I feel. I like running, I like biking sometimes. So, all right. He wants to say hi, just real quick. Say hello. Say hello, party people. You being a good boy. Yes, you are. So I'm gonna eat breakfast, gotta go to work, and then tomorrow we have speed bike workout, which I gotta push hard tomorrow, because like I said earlier, next week is another FTP test, and we're gonna see how much I've progressed over the past, month and a half or so. So I'm ready for it. I'm looking forward to it. All right, well, good morning. It's Tuesday morning. I have a speed bike workout this morning, and yeah, just a bunch of intervals. I don't even feel like going over all of them, but I'm starting off with a 10-minute warm-up, but actually gonna do things a little bit differently today, and really kind of moving forward when it comes to all of my bike workouts. I was reading on Facebook in this Facebook group. It's a sub 10-hour Ironman Facebook group, and look, I'm not I don't think I'll get anywhere close to a sub 10. I'd be happy with a sub 12. But it's one of those cheesy sayings where, if you shoot for the moon, you may land amongst the stars. Ha! Gay! I don't know. I just figured if I can learn some stuff from people who have done sub 10s, maybe it will help me hit a sub 12. Really, the goal is just to finish the damn race. With that being said, what I was reading is that a lot of those people, what they will do after they do any bike workout, no matter how far it is, no matter what kind it is, they always, or a lot of them will do a run off the bike no matter what. So basically make all bike workouts brick workouts. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna do the speed bike workout, and then I'm going to top it off with a 20-minute run off the bike. So we're getting wild on a weekday. But yeah, this is the last speed bike workout until my FTP test next week. So we gotta hopefully fix that shitty FTP that I had. If you saw my first video of this series and you know what it is, there's really two things that I feel like are gonna help me have a better FTP for next week. And one is crushing this speed bike workout and crushing the rest of the bike workouts the rest of this week. But second is if you guys like and subscribe to this video. It really gives me more motivation. Anyways, really just follow the bike workouts. You don't have to like, you don't have to subscribe. But it'd be nice if you did. All right, so yeah, this speed bike workout's supposed to be an hour long. Gonna crank it out. We're getting out on a nice little 20-minute run afterwards. I don't think it's as cold either, thankfully. It's like in the 30s, which is still cold, but better than what it's been the past week, that's for damn sure. All right, gonna crank this out and I will check in on the run. We are off on the 20-minute run. Feels good out here. My legs feel good. I felt strong on that ride. So let's finish this workout strong, baby. Run complete, 20 minutes, 2.4 miles. Average pace was 8:20. Man, that was good. Definitely doing those from now on. Feels good to get a brick workout done on a weekday too. What a way to start the day. So, now that that's done, it's Tuesday, so that means I have a full body workout this evening. We'll knock that out and then a speed run tomorrow. Man, oh man. Week's off to a good start. Feeling good. Let's keep the ball rolling. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Doing a speed run this morning on the treadmill. And as you can see, I'm sharing my screen from my iPad for what I can see. But yeah, running on Zwift. Again, this is where I do all my speed runs. It's on Zwift now. Completely changed the game. But if you look up in the top left-hand corner, you can see that I am in the 15-minute warm-up. So about 6 minutes and 40 seconds in, we've still got a little bit of ways in warm-up to go. But after the 15-minute warm-up, I had 6 sets of 2 minutes at 7.6 miles an hour. And then 2 minutes at 6 miles an hour. Repeat that 6 times. And then just a 5-minute cool down. So honestly, it doesn't seem too crazy today. I don't know if these workouts are slowly becoming less intense this week just because of next week is an active recovery week and fitness test week. Or maybe I just made that up in my head. I say it's going to be easy, then I'll probably end up dying here in a few minutes. But yeah, honestly, using Zwift for these workouts, I know I mentioned it last week, has completely changed everything when it comes to doing these workouts on a treadmill. I used to hate treadmill running, but these Zwift workouts really help so much. You know, when you gamify anything, whether it's fitness, work, I just feel like it's more entertaining. You have more of a drive. So, this has been great. It's just so easy to follow the workouts on here when you know exactly what you need to do, when you need to do it, and how hard you need to push yourself. So I highly recommend using it. Again, I just have it on my iPad set up in front of me. I'm connected to a Woodway treadmill. But I think any treadmill will work as long as it has Bluetooth. Anyways, gonna crank this out. Maybe I'll see you guys during one of the sets. And let's just try not to die today, which I'm feeling confident that I won't. finishing up this workout. I'm in the 5-minute cool down. Literally like 20 seconds left. Honestly, it wasn't too hard of a workout. I hit all the sets. I mean, listen, it was challenging, but not because of the speed, but because of the fact that my legs are just heavy right now from yesterday. After doing that bike workout, run off the bike, and then that full body workout last night, my legs are just heavy. I did one extra set of hamstring curls, which also, if you haven't seen the video from last week, I'll put it up here. I went through the first full body workout of the week in that video, so go check it out if you want. But yeah, man, my legs are just heavy today. I need to stretch them out some more after this run. Overall good run. I think it was like 4.7 miles. Actually end it. The pace doesn't really matter, like the average pace, because you're so up and down on these speed workouts. What I need to do is take that Theragun to my leg when I get home. That'll feel real nice right now.
Good morning. Getting a little bit of a later start than normally because had to deal with some things this morning with the pup, but we're working on them. But basically I have to keep my eyes on him today, so I'm not going to be able to do the run off the bike since I'm the only one home. At least we're getting the bike part done, which is really the main part. I don't have the run on the calendar, it's just optional. So at least I'm getting the bike done today. But today is just going to be making adjustments with the pup. You know, it really makes me think, like, obviously it affects training a little bit with him, but thinking about some of you guys, if you have kids that are trying to train for something, I can't imagine like trying to balance all of that. A puppy is hard enough. So props to you guys who are trying to train for any kind of race, whether it's an Ironman, a marathon, a 5K, whatever it is for you, and raising a baby, because that must be so tough. I can't even imagine, but people do it. Anyways, today is just an hour-long bike ride. It's gonna be primarily climbing the whole time. I'm on a climb portal, if you can see right there, where right now it's 8% incline. Gonna crank this out for an hour and then get some work done today. And tonight I have the second full body workout of the day. So gonna have to wait till Barry gets home to go do that. So look, life's about making adjustments and dealing with things as they come at you. That's just what we do. All right, let's crank this thing out. 1 hour done. 14.9 miles, 1484 feet of elevation. Man, that was tougher than I thought it was gonna be. I think I was just in my head a lot on that ride, but proud of myself for getting it done. Man, my legs have felt heavy this week. You know, I haven't taken an off day in probably, I don't know, 2.5 weeks. So after my fitness test next week, I think it's time. You know, my thing is like, if you're feeling good, just keep going. But as soon as you start feeling depleted, like you feel like you're burning out a little bit, then I'll take a rest day. And you know, as I get deeper into training and as I'm putting in more volume, I know I'll need to start incorporating a rest day probably each week. For this first build, I'm just kind of going based on how my body feels. It's a good ride today. Wow, this is one hell of a breakfast today. Got hash browns, eggs, toast with butter, and then everything seasoning from Trader Joe's. This kind of breakfast is what I should be eating every day. But if I ate this every morning, I would need a nap in like 30 minutes. But I'm starving after that bike ride, so I'm ready to get this down. This is gonna be chef's kiss. Just finished a morning swim. It was a speed swim, so it was really just a bunch of 100-yard sprints in a way, but it added up to a little over 2,400 yards. And my average pace was like around 144, which is pretty good for me. I will say, it's crazy what happens
when you go into a workout with a positive mindset and just a different perspective on it, you know, swimming isn't my favorite thing to do in the world, I will say. So a lot of these workouts going into it, I'm like, oh, I don't feel like getting into the pool. This is just gonna take forever. It's not my favorite thing to do. And the workout's usually just a drag, honestly. But today I was like, I gotta change my mindset around this because I have a lot more swimming workouts coming up. So I can't just have this mentality going into them every time. So today I told myself, like, look, we're gonna have a good swim. We're gonna have a good workout, and we're gonna just make it fun. Don't make it stressful. Don't focus on trying to hit certain numbers, even though that's really the number one way I'm gonna improve is hitting the numbers. But the numbers won't matter if you don't even have a positive mindset during the swim, because that means you're not giving it your all anyways. At least that's how I look at it. So today I just changed that mindset going into it, and just that simple shift made the swim so much better today. I was happy during the swim, just enjoying the music. I'm trying to film here. Did they not recognize? I actually enjoyed the swim the whole time, and honestly, it seemed to go by so much faster than normal. At one point I was like, whoa, I only have like 100 yards to go. Fastest swim, I feel like so far of training, the best swim, one of my better average paces. And literally it all comes down to just that simple shift in mindset. So I gotta make sure I stay positive throughout these. Overall positive swim, felt good on that one. Well, good morning and happy Saturday. Since it's Saturday, that means today is a brick workout, which includes a long bike ride, which is 3 hours and 20 minutes to be exact. It's just now getting started. What time is it? 6:24 in the morning. Yeah, so long bike ride and then a 20-minute run off the bike. Yesterday and some of this morning, I was just thinking a little bit more about the swim yesterday and how just the change of perspective and thoughts changed how positive I was during that workout. And it kind of ties into this book I'm reading right now. It's the 12-week year. It's pretty good. I'm only like halfway through it, but one thing that really stood out to me that I've taken away from that book is that your thinking determines your actions, and your actions determine your results. You know, when your thinking shifts, everything really kind of changes, and that's what happened on the swim yesterday for me. Instead of going into it with a negative mindset, I went into it with a positive mindset, and it ended up being one of the better swims I've had of all of training. That rolls over into these other parts of training that I'm doing. But lately I feel like I've been kind of hard on myself a little bit, and I've taken it a little too seriously. So that comes down to having to change my thinking around it all and thinking more about what is my why behind doing any of this anyways. And my why is like a few things, right? One being the fact that I'm just super passionate about fitness. I always have been, and that it's supposed to be fun. I don't want it to feel like a job. And with training as much as I am, it's easy to kind of fall into that mindset of like, oh, I have to do this today. I have to do this. It's in the training plan, so I have to do this, blah, blah, blah. When if you change your thinking to, well, I get to do this today. This is fun. Not everyone gets to do this kind of stuff, unfortunately. I gotta change the way I'm thinking about things. And another thing is, like, I should be enjoying doing these workouts because that's why I got into doing all of this to begin with. You know, one thing when it comes to training with me is it's really an outlet for me to spend time with myself, to ground myself spiritually, mentally, and just be with my thoughts, because we live in a world where it's so easy to be distracted by so many different things, and training ended up being my outlet. That's why I started running to begin with. And then the running rolled over to cycling, swimming, hence why I am where I am right now. But it's easy to lose sight of why you're doing all of this anyways. That's basically what I'm saying. So really digging deep and changing the way you're thinking can change the way you perceive these workouts, which then changes your results. So like today, like, oh, I get to get on the bike for 3 hours and 20 minutes, as fun as that sounds. But look, get time to myself. It's early in the morning, no one else is up. Just gonna listen to some music. I'm also excited. This new show that I've been waiting for to come out on Apple TV is out, called Masters of the Air. I'm a huge history nerd. I've been waiting for this to come out. It's supposed to be really good. It's by Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks. But yeah, so anyways, gonna get off my soapbox for right now. Going to crank this out. Maybe I'll check in at like the halfway mark. Time to get this ball rolling. I am a little over halfway through. 1 hour and 50 minutes in. I've climbed 2,200 feet. I'm on Zwift right now. So it's kicking my ass a little bit, I will say. So I'm almost done with the second episode of this Masters of the Air show. So good. Highly recommend. Especially if you ever watched the show Band of Brothers on HBO. It's about World War II, but it's similar. Pretty good so far. What sucks is they only came out with 2 episodes. So I only have like 18 minutes left of this last episode. And then I gotta figure out how I'm gonna keep myself entertained for the next hour, but getting closer. I'll check in at the end. And it's time to lace up the shoes and get out the door. All right, 3 hours and 20 minutes done. Here's the stats. I think it's like 41 miles, 4,200 feet of elevation. This elevation is something else. I hope I get that Tron bike on Zwift soon. If you know what Zwift is and you use it, you know what I mean. The goal is to get that bike by the end of training, because that means I've climbed a hell of a lot of mountains. Now, just gonna put my running shoes on, 20-minute run off the bike, and finish this baby strong. I gotta put the pup away. Where's he at? Sleeping somewhere, probs. Oh man, my legs feel like jello today. Feels nice outside though, like 43 degrees. So it should be a nice little run and finish the hardest workout of the week. Just finished the 20-minute run. Man, those are never easy for off the bike. Average pace was 8:32. Got like 2 miles and something. I don't know, it's right here. Oh man, feels good to have that one done. It's always the hardest workout of the week for obvious reasons. But man, the accomplishment you feel afterwards. I will say, now I'm just ready to go home and eat, and I need a nap. That's why I got started early, so that I would have time to nap before the day really gets started. Good morning and happy Sunday. We have a nice 1 hour, a little over 30-minute run. And of course it's raining outside. So should make it entertaining at least. Gonna try to be positive about it, like we talked about, and have a good run. We gotta finish this week strong. It's been a solid week of training, but it all comes down to today, finishing it off. So no better way to do it than in cold, rainy weather. Let's go. The cool thing about running in this weather, when it's like terrible outside, is one, that it's empty. There is nobody out here. But when you do see that one brave soul, you just like nod at each other. You're like, I see you out here grinding. Respect for each other. This is not easy weather to get out into and run. But we're out here anyways, making the most of it. All right, just hit the halfway point. I've gone 5.5 miles. It stopped raining, so should have a nice finish to the run. But yeah, just gonna start working my way back, and I'll wrap up the week at home. Almost there. Okay, so I finished that run. I had to hurry up and go home right afterwards and change, shower, because I had to run up to one of our listings here on the Upper East Side because I had a showing. It's the life of an agent, and it's such a beautiful day to show apartments. Anyways, got a little over 11 miles on that run. I think it was 11.06. I actually have it right here. My average pace was 9:07, so pretty good run. I mean, despite the obviously rainy conditions and the wind and everything, but proud of myself for getting it done, because there was a moment when I woke up this morning that was like, an outdoor run today? In this weather, I don't know. Maybe the treadmill sounds better, but the thought of running on a treadmill for over an hour and a half, that is something that I just do not want to do whatsoever. I'd get so bored. So I was like, let's just brave the conditions, get out there and run. So got it done. And it honestly wasn't too bad, but yeah, now I just finished the showing, so I figured I'd just wrap up here. I figured we could just go over the week really quick, recap the week. This week, it was a good week. Definitely the longest training week I've had so far. Got 12 hours worth of training done, 12 hours and 5 minutes to be exact. Let's see, the swim distance was 54.81 yards. The bike was 74.9 miles. And then the running this week was 20.7 miles. So good amount of work. The volume is definitely slowly building up and up and up. Luckily though, this next week is an active recovery week, but it's also fitness test week as well. So tomorrow is actually Monday, so I'm actually going to take a rest day tomorrow to recover from this past week. And then Tuesday is the bike test. So it'll be time to finally figure out what my new FTP is. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm not setting a goal in mind for it. The goal is just to become better than I was for my last one, which if you guys saw the first video, then you know what that FTP was at the beginning of training. So it's time to see how much we've improved over the past, what's it been, almost 2 months. So month and a half, I guess. But I'm looking forward to next week, but really looking forward to tomorrow, rest day. I haven't had a rest day in over like 3 weeks, and it's time to start incorporating those more into my training, because I can definitely feel myself getting a little beat up because I haven't been recovering probably the way I should. But you know, it's all learning, and we're trying to just keep progressing as we go and learning from our mistakes and changing those moving forward. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this week of training. Was a hell of a week of training. If you are wanting to see kind of what my fitness tests look like next week, make sure you subscribe so you know when that video comes out next week. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next week for another week of training.